welcome back. If you're new here for the first time, welcome. If you're returning, thank you as always for the support, for watching, for taking time out of your life and your day to watch a little old me sit up here and talk about stuff. By the title, today's subject is foundations. And I want to talk about, foundations with your love life, foundations in your personal work life, with your children possibly. But how important it is to have a good foundation. I'm going to start with the relationship because that one's just on my mind right now. But yeah, it's something I've realized here lately. I didn't really have a good foundation with my last person. So it's no wonder it fell. It was built on the wrong things. And just like any old house that has a foundation that's not built on a sturdy foundation, it's bound to fall. You can build a house quickly on a crap foundation, and it might look just as nice as one that has a nice foundation, but eventually it's going to fall through all the storms and everything else. And it's the same with life. It's the same with your own heart. It's the same with, any kind of relationship in your life. If you don't have a good foundation, it's bound to fail eventually. I mean, it could look real pretty. It can have all kinds of nice curb appeal or whatever, you want to call it, but it's like it'll just be a polished turd, for lack of a better term, if you don't have a good foundation. I just want to talk about it. Good foundations, building them. If you're in a relationship and you're not sure, then maybe you don't have one. I know for the longest time, I never even thought that I didn't really have a good foundation, but looking back, I definitely didn't. I don't want those kind of relationships anymore, whether it be personal friendships or love life or with my child or anything. That's why I'm always very adamant, especially with my child, and I always have been from the start, is to build that foundation with her, that loving foundation that she knows that I'm going to be there for her, that she knows that no matter what she needs or what she wants, Daddy will be there. It's important to me because I know later on down the line, I might not be able to see it now, but later on down the line, that's going to help that house that is our heart and our connection stand the test of time through all the storms and all the weather that comes along. And that's what I'm going to do with my next relationship, my personal love relationship as well. I'm going to make sure there's a good foundation to start, whether that takes longer. Again, kind of like going to build a house. It might take you longer to build a nicer foundation, but it's going to last the test of time. And that's what I'm all about these days. That's why, I went out on a date and it was going well, and then I thought things were going to go good with somebody that I'd met, and turns out, I just got bad vibes, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm out of here. I don't know, Maybe part of it was I wasn't quite as ready as I thought, and the other part of me is just like, I got bad vibes, I'm out. I'm not fucking with it no more. I'm just not. I'm trying to build sturdy foundations with someone or something because I don't want the foundation to fall between me and my daughter. She was hurt a lot in this past relationship as well, and I thank goodness our relationship has a good steady foundation that it'll never totally go away as long as I keep it up and I keep adding those bricks to it. Yeah. But that's what it takes, especially in love relationships. It takes both people putting those bricks piece by piece there, putting those nails in the wood, pouring the concrete together, however you want to call it. I know it sounds cheesy as hell, but it's true. It's what it takes. It takes both people working together to keep that foundation together and to keep adding to it and building on top of it. But you got to start with a good one to start with. Whether you have God in your life as your foundation or not, it's a good foundation to build on, but even without that, you can still build a nice foundation with someone. It certainly helps, but if you're not a godly person, that's understandable. But yeah, it definitely makes all the difference in building a sturdy foundation with someone. So if you're someone like me and you're just like tired of being alone, or you're tired of meeting people that don't pan out or whatever else, just don't worry about it. We just need to not worry about it, because someone will come along that wants to build the foundation and carry those bricks with me, or you, whoever you are. They'll want to do that, and that's how you'll have the right one, and myself included. Now, it's easier said than done. Sometimes I just feel like shit. I just want to build the house already. You know what I mean? But I know that foundation will crumble eventually. You can't move too fast. You can't rush it. As I said before, it could look just the same. It could even be a very pretty house that you've built, on this foundation. But eventually it's going to fall if there's not a good foundation holding it together. I know I've said foundation about 10,000 times already, but I don't know. I just think it's a good analogy for all this kind of stuff, because it applies very much so. So yeah, if you're feeling like your relationship's a little rocky or whatever, maybe go back and check that foundation out and really think about, like, why did I get with this person? Why are we in this together? Are we on the same page? Are we both adding to this foundation in equal measure? Are we both this or that? You know what I mean? Really take a look at it rather, and see. And if you're not sure, then more than likely it's probably not a good foundation. And either go back and tear down that house and try to build another one, or move on before it all collapses on you and it's devastating. So anyone out there, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope no one's in a relationship like that, but if you are, then just be mindful of it. Really think about what you're doing before you decide to go look elsewhere and try to build a foundation with someone else, because if you've already got one with someone else, that's definitely going to fall, So, but anyway, I guess that's going to be it for today. As always, thank you for joining. Little old me, listening to me. Yeah, this is just something I've been thinking about since the other day. It just really hit me, and I wanted to do it. I think it's a good subject to, especially nowadays with people, seeming to want to cheat, or divorces happen left and right now, or people just breaking up and stuff. It's like nobody wants to work on anything anymore. Nobody wants to. It's like we've all just become so damn selfish, and I just don't get it. Like, I miss the days of my parents and my grandparents of wanting to stay with somebody. Yeah, it's not easy, and fucking A, you might be so annoyed by them even chewing by the time you've been with them for 30 or 40 years. But you know what? At the same time, you know them so well that there's nothing like having such an intimate relationship with someone and really knowing them, and there's nothing like it. So before you think the grass is greener elsewhere, or you want to go build a foundation somewhere else, maybe realize you need to work on your last foundation. Maybe realize that house is still standing, or that house needs to at least be torn down, or something done with it before you try to move on somewhere else. Because you'll only end up having another house or another foundation that crumbles. But anyway, as always, love yourself, love one another, treat everyone and yourself, especially, with respect. Work on those foundations if you need to. If you're not sure, work on them. Really think about why you're with someone, why you got with them, why you wanted to even build something with them in the first place. So, thank you, everyone. Till next time.